What's going on, everyone? D'Angelo Russell is just, the guy is putting on a clinic. He is so fun to watch right now. He is just in an insane zone, just shooting the ball like nobody's business, taking over games, just cooking people, making plays. He's just been such, again, it's not even that he's just playing well. It's just, you can feel it. You can see it, right? It's like, it's almost contagious to everybody. Right, and the effort that you saw them put against the Chicago Bulls, they've played much better in this stretch with him just kind of stepping up into this bigger role. You look at his stats right now, he's averaging 27.4 points on 53.8%, including 53.1% from three and 6.4 assists in his last 7 games. And he even says, my confidence is through the roof right now, and I'm going to keep it there. And boy, is it. You just see him, like, he believes every time he shoots the basketball, it is going in. And he's not wrong, right? I mean, the guy is just shooting the absolute lights out. He was 8 of 13 from three-point range, and one of those was like a half-court heave at the end of the quarter. Otherwise, he was 8 of 12 from three-point range. Guy has just been so fun to watch. And it's not even just that he's scoring the basketball, right? He's able to make plays for others. A big part of it is that the Lakers have finally put the ball in his hands, and LeBron's playing more off ball, right? He's allowed to make plays for others, get other guys set up, especially him and AD. Like, that's one of my big concerns is because D'Lo and AD clearly have that connection. D'Lo is one of the few guys that is actively trying to get Davis the basketball. D'Lo, yes, is shooting the lights out, but he's still so unselfish at times. He's still willing and constantly surveying, keeping his head on a swivel, trying to find the open man, trying to make a play. At times, don't get me wrong, he can get a little carried away, right? Instead of making just the proper pass to try to get a little fancy with it, get a little cute with it. But again, it's a small knock for a guy that's just been brilliant. And this is what D'Angelo Russell can do. And this is something that we saw and had the visions of. And it's going to be unfortunate because he's going to get traded. They're going to end up trading him for, more likely than not, DeJounte Murray. It appears by the countless reports we keep getting and that keep getting flooded in. Even DeJounte Murray's like dropping little hints, right? He's like posting things on a story with the music titles. It's just like a selfie and it's like a music title of like "Get It Done" or whatever is the name of the song. He posted a image of him and it's just like his shoes and he's at like a basketball court and it's just like a Laker basketball court and it's just like he's just doing all these little subtleties, doing all these things of like a hint, wink, wink, I'm coming. Right, like, Lakers, you need to get this done. And like the captions are always like, tell me when to go. And it's in like yellow or goldish lettering and stuff. It's just, it's funny to see. But I mean, regardless, it's just, the Lakers are trading D'Lo, not for his play. They're trading him for the concerns of him leaving in the offseason or them potentially having to overpay him. My thing, though, is just like, I don't think it's as big of a concern, right? Assuming D'Lo can continue to play this way, but he's played this way the last like 15 games because even before, I know the last 7 games is where he's been shooting, he's been scoring 27.5 points and all that stuff. But even look at the few games before that where he was only getting like 17 minutes or 15 minutes and was still giving you 12 points in that time. Right, so if you translate that to 30 minutes, it's like he was still averaging 24 in that stretch. And he had like 4 or 5 games before this 7-game stretch, this 8-game stretch. So D'Lo's been for like literally like half the season stretch where he's like basically been this guy, right? Don't get me wrong, he's had some moments where he was rough. He's had some moments where and look, I made the argument, a month and a half ago, where I was like, I think we should trade Austin Reeves over D'Angelo Russell. Now, at the time, DeJounte Murray wasn't in play. The thought wasn't DeJounte Murray. I do believe if you trade for DeJounte Murray, you probably got to trade D'Angelo Russell. Right? D'Angelo Russell is excellent off ball. And you can make an argument like, well, if D'Lo doesn't have to worry about playmaking and he could just focus on scoring, like what could he do? Imagine how, like, could he maintain this? Which is a real question. He very well could. But the problem is that, like, if it doesn't work and it doesn't fit, then D'Lo is probably definitely gone. And at that point, it's like you lost him for nothing when you could have at least had Austin Reaves as a trade chip to maybe go push for somebody else or go do something. So I think the inevitability is DeJounte Murray. I think they're going to end up having to pull that off. They're going to have to get that done. But, man, there is a real part of me that's just like, can you get the deal done right this second if you trade Austin Reaves? Because if you got the deal done and you traded Austin Reaves right now, that would still give you like 6 games before the trade deadline to just see. Like, can D'Lo still maintain this with DeJounte Murray? How does it look? Is it clunky? Does it work? Is it terrible and it just doesn't fit because you have basically 2 point guards playing with each other and one is always constantly off ball? And like, there are questions of like, could D'Lo and DeJounte Murray play together? But man, if it worked, the Lakers, good luck. How do you beat them? I mean, you're talking about a guy in D'Lo that could just go off for 30 on any given night and could still make plays for others at any point. DeJounte Murray, we know what he's capable of doing. If he can get back to being San Antonio DeJounte Murray, especially kind of be that point of attack defender. D'Angelo Russell has been good defensively this year. He's not elite. He's not, an all defensive guy, but he's been good enough, serviceable enough, but he's just shooting the lights out. All season he's been shooting well. Right, that's the problem is Austin Reaves just hasn't been shooting the 3 ball well. He shot it well last night, but for the season, he's just not shooting well. Right now, look, if Austin Reaves could get back to being Austin Reaves of last year, then yes, I think Austin Reaves would probably be the better fit alongside DeJounte Murray. But personally, I think that Austin Reaves should be the 6th man. I think if you go get DeJounte Murray, I do think that they need to get other pieces. I just think if you're just basically swapping D'Lo for Murray, maybe you'll be better, but I don't think you'll be that much better. Like, I don't think all of a sudden Lakers are the best team in the league or a top 5 team in the league or anything like that, just with DeJounte Murray. You never know, right? If he gets back to all-star form and can get back that elite defense and continue to shoot 40% from 3, he can change a lot. But personally, I think you go get DeJounte Murray. Probably keep, at that point, I'd probably keep Prince at the 2, move Vando into the starting unit at the 3, have LeBron and AD at the 4 and 5, and then Reaves coming off the bench as your 6th man. So now you basically have that shooter, which helps DeJounte Murray, so he can basically just drive and kick, especially with Prince. He could be in one corner. Vando could be in the other corner, and Murray could just kind of get to the basket, create for those two. I think that could help a lot. But it's just, it's what D'Lo is doing, it's going to be hard to see him go. And look, I want him to have success, right? He just gets such a bad rep. He's so underrated. And really, like, so many people, and I don't like to throw out the word underrated much, right? Because everyone's always like, oh, this guy's underrated, or this guy's overrated, or whatever, right? Like, no. But D'Lo genuinely is. He has like this bad stigma, this bad just rep as this guy. Like, people forget he's led teams to the playoffs where he was the best player. People always hold how many times he's been traded, but completely ignore the circumstances under why he was traded. The Lakers traded him originally because, 1, the Nick Young incident with the phone. 2, they went and drafted Lonzo Ball. So he goes to the Brooklyn Nets. Then the Brooklyn Nets end up trading him for Kevin Durant. And on top of that, Golden State, they traded for him to use him to trade to get something else. Golden State was always just a stopgap. Golden State was always just passing through Golden State. He was never going to stay there. It didn't matter how good he played, right? Unless he was Steph Curry 2.0, he was not going to stay with the Warriors. So then he ends up getting traded for Andrew Wiggins, right? Minnesota, they liked him. They had like a 90% win rate when he scored 17 or more. And the problem was they were in the process of developing Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, and then they go and trade for Rudy Gobert. It's just like this awkwardness. And he was like the only one actively trying to get Rudy the ball and all that stuff. And they wanted to resign him. He didn't want to stick around, so they traded him to the Lakers. And now the Lakers are going to end up trading him again. Like, it's not his play, it's the circumstances. It's just unfortunate. All right, and then people hold what happened in the Denver series, but again, completely ignore the circumstances. One, D'Lo was dealing with the foot injury. Two, he was excellent in the two previous series, and single-handedly saved us in that, especially that Grizzlies series. Yes, he had a bad Denver series, but everyone did. Outside of Austin Reeves, who, mind you, was terrible in the Warriors series for the most part. Right? I mean, the first 3 games of that Warriors series, Austin Reeves was literally unplayable. He was awful. And people were like, oh, look, his run is over, and talking all that stuff. And then he ended up righting the ship and was excellent in the Nuggets series. So, again, Reeves had 2 good series and 1 bad. D'Lo had 2 good series and 1 bad. And it's just, I don't hold that against, because no one else, like, where was Rui? Where was LeBron outside of Game 4? Like, Anthony Davis, like, where was he, right? Like, it's just, I like D'Lo. I've always defended D'Lo since he's been on the Lakers. I've said numerous times, even before the D'Lo hype train of like, oh, we should keep D'Lo. Everyone now is on board after everyone told me I was an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. And D'Lo's trash. Now all those same people are like, oh, we should never trade D'Lo, all that stuff. And look, I understand, people overreact to circumstances, people, what have you done for me lately type thing. I get all that stuff. But D'Lo just does more. And that was always my argument. D'Lo, you know what you're going to get from D'Lo. Right? And even when he's having bad nights and he's struggling to shoot or whatever, he still makes plays. He still gets after it on the defensive side. Again, he's not elite. He's not great. He's not as bad as Reeves. And look, I love Austin Reeves. And I'm all for them keeping Austin Reeves. And Austin Reeves long-term probably makes more sense. But it's just seeing what D'Lo's doing right now, it's gonna suck to see him go. To be playing this great and then, oh, hey, sorry, we're shipping you out. It's like, damn. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. How do you feel? What do you think? Do you think it's going to be tough to see D'Lo go? Are you going to be okay with it? Do you wish that they kept D'Lo? Again, how do you feel? What your thoughts are? I'd love to hear it, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.